Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin sat down for a meeting with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman amid the ongoing furor over the death of Jamal Khashoggi and President Trump's stated impatience with the Saudi investigation's timetable. The Saudi Foreign Ministry tweeted out an image of the senior U.S. cabinet official and the Crown Prince, who is under fire for his close connection to the 15-member Saudi team that is accused of killing the Saudi dissident inside the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. The two men met Monday night, after Trump has increasing dissatisfaction with the Saudi explanation he initially termed credible. The caption with the picture of the two men made no mention of the brutal killing of Khashoggi or the streams of information leading to the Crown Prince. The two men are pictured seating in large chairs while the Crown Prince gestures and Mnuchin listens, looking in his direction. Crown Prince meets with the U.S. Secretary of the Treasury and stresses the importance of Saudi-U.S. strategic partnership, where it holds an important role in the future in line with the kingdom's vision 2030, according to the tweet. Nor did the tweet mention the vast commercial ties between the two nations, although President Trump has raised the issue of multi-billion defense purchases the Saudis have agreed to make from the U.S. Mnuchin said Sunday the explanation from the Saudi government was a good first step but not enough. Critics have ridiculed the explanation of a fight and an interrogation gone bad for failing to state what happened to Khashoggi's body or why a team of Saudis went to interrogate him. President Donald Trump said on Monday he has spoken to Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman about the death of Khashoggi, a dissident and Washington Post columnist, and he is not satisfied with what he's heard on the matter. "I am not satisfied with what I heard," he told reporters at the White House before he left for a campaign rally in Houston. "We're going to know a lot over the next 2 days about the Saudi situation," he vowed. "We have people over in Saudi Arabia now. We have top intelligence people in Turkey. And we're going to see what we have. I'll know a lot tomorrow. They'll be coming back either tonight or tomorrow morning. But we have people in Saudi Arabia and people in Turkey," Trump said, without mentioning Mnuchin by name. The president also said a month is a long time for Saudi Arabia to conduct its own investigation into what happened to Khashoggi, who entered the Saudi consulate in Istanbul on October 2 and was never seen again. Originally, Saudi officials said the journalist left the building, but Turkish officials claimed Khashoggi was tortured, killed and dismembered. Mnuchin is taking part in an anti-terror meeting in Saudi Arabia with Saudi security bigs despite the uproar over Khashoggi. The meeting, which will include figures from the same security service linked to Khashoggi's disappearance, is separate from the Davos in the Desert Economic Summit Mnuchin announced he was skipping after a parade of corporate and media figures backed out. His meeting with the Crown Prince, known as MBS, was not announced in advance. The terrorist financing targeting center in Riyadh. Mnuchin would still attend, would include security service members, the Washington Post reported, citing people familiar with Mnuchin's plans. Mnuchin announced he would skip the other event following a White House meeting with President Trump, who has been criticized for his efforts to explain the Saudi position since Khashoggi disappeared October 2 after entering the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. Reporting since then has indicated members of Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's security detail and Saudi intelligence services were part of a 15-man team that allegedly flew into the country and killed Khashoggi. The Treasury Department didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. The moves comes after Mnuchin caved to pressure on Thursday and said he would join a slew of CEOs in dropping out of a Saudi investment conference. Just met with Donald Trump and Sec Pompeo, and we have decided I will not be participating in the Future Investment Initiative Summit in Saudi Arabia, Mnuchin said. He had maintained until Thursday that he would participate, in spite of Turkish assurances that Saudi-born journalist Jamal Khashoggi was not missing, but had been kidnapped and murdered by a Saudi Arabian hit squad. The Dow fell sharply after Mnuchin revealed he was bowing out of the financial event Thursday. It dropped 327 points, or 1.3%, throughout the whole day, but the slide accelerated as the news surfaced. After a meeting with Trump and the Secretary of State, who was fresh off a trip to both nations, Mnuchin suddenly changed course. It certainly looks that way to me. It's very sad, Trump told journalists as he prepared to board Air Force One for a flight to Montana. It's bad stuff, but we'll see what happens. Trump said that the punishment would be severe if he finds out that Saudi Arabia harmed the journalist. The announcement came minutes after Secretary of State Mike Pompeo announced at the White House that Saudi Arabia deserves a few more days to get to the bottom of the disappearance of Khashoggi amid a growing uproar about the alleged murder of the Saudi dissident. We made clear to them that we take this matter very seriously, and they made clear to me that they too understand the serious nature of the disappearance of Mr. Khashoggi, he said. They also made clear that they will conduct a complete, thorough investigation of all of the facts surrounding Mr. Khashoggi, and that they will do so in a timely fashion. Pompeo spoke after he briefed President Trump on his meetings with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in Riyadh, where he warned the Saudi royal family they have 72 hours to finish the investigation into Khashoggi's disappearance. Reports described a tough meeting between Pompeo and the Crown Prince after smiling photos of the two men fed a narrative that the U.S. was willing to assist the Saudis in finding a cover for the killing. Trump insisted on Wednesday that wasn't the case. I'm not giving cover at all, he argued. With that being said, Saudi Arabia has been a very important ally of ours in the Middle East. The president had suggested earlier in the week that the suspected death was a rogue killing that was not ordered by the Saudi kingdom after a conversation with the nation's king.